All right, and we are live coming at you in full color. This is Jazz and
Sydney.
And we're going to show you guys tonight. So if you're watching this and you notice that the video quality is a little bit different, that's because we are doing this from my laptop, which has not as good of a camera as my phone does. But the reason why we're doing this is because we're actually going to be screen sharing something with you guys. But first, I'm going to get this chat pulled up here on my phone. You know, I always like to have, access.
I don't know what the kids are talking about, if they got any questions.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to share this as well.
Like, share, subscribe. Hey.
Hello. Thanks for joining us tonight. The kids.
They get wild.
My dogs are happy to see all of you as well. Okay, so I shared the video a little bit, and I'm going to pull the chat back up. Okay, so I'm first going to light some Bakor. Let's get that going. How are all of you doing? How is it going? How are your mom and them?
How's the family doing? Are y'all prepared for the Yuletide?
Have you put your tree up yet? Are you gonna put a tree up? Are you gonna skip it this year?
Are you in a bah humbug mode?
Are you gonna skip it, fuck it, and forget it?
Ooh, as my mom would say.
This is the oud de batazan, the black oud that I'm using, that I was burning the other night.
That's the good.
Nice thick piece.
You don't need a lot. It almost looks like tourmaline.
Hello, Melody. Hello, Zen. Hello, Katie. Thank you guys for joining. I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight about what we have planned to talk about.
Just got a couple announcements and some fun stuff.
As always, though, first, make sure that you come get these blessings.
Oh, it's the good.
And what I like about this oud de batazan too is that it smells the same in the container as it does when it's burning. And I found that with a lot of oud, that's something that you find kind of more so across the board versus like with incense. Sometimes it smells a certain way, and then you burn it and it smells like something totally different. Melody, we love you too. Thanks for joining.
Oh, yeah. Bless me, please. Ooh, give me the good.
Okay. So this is kind of funny, but I had to really do my research for this live stream because I am very technologically incompetent. If you have not learned this already about me, I'm very technologically incompetent. So we had to watch tutorials, read blog pages, several Google searches, some trial and some error. okay, in order to actually make this happen. But I wanted to do a screen share with you guys. So tonight, Sid and I have worked on some more merch. And, I'm very excited about some of the new merch. And actually, once we get off of this live stream, we are going to actually be making more merch. Okay, so there will be new merch added to the site. And I'm going to screen share here and show you some of the merch that we have for those of you who haven't already seen the merch. Let me do this. Share screen. Okay, so this is the Teespring, which the link for this is actually in the description of this video. And I'm going to scroll down here. Some of this is some older merch that you can still access. We have V-necks and just regular shirts and hoodies. We also have cute pet hoodies as well, which I think is just like so iconic. We have canvas bags and tank tops in a different, colors and everything. Let me get to where I want to be here. Other shirts, bags, this fanny pack and mug, a sticker. Okay. So this is what I wanted to show you guys, and hopefully it is relaying this over on the screen. There we go. Okay. I'm watching. There's a little bit of a delay here on the live stream with the screen sharing. So some of you might know, but we have a podcast, the As the Cauldron Bubbles podcast. And Sid, do you want to tell them a little bit about like the art for this?
Okay, so essentially, Jazz, the cardinal over here, came up with this idea of us like starting a podcast where we can talk to and speak to other people of our witchy community, or even people that we may meet, so we can have kind of like a dialogue about the occult and witchcraft and all of that. So we knew we needed like a logo for it to kind of, like we already have like the Third Eye Fortunes logo, which I created a couple of years back. And Jazz asked me again to essentially create another logo for As the Cauldron Bubbles. So I just kind of came up with something simple, just like a simple, how can I say, like drawing of a cauldron, like bubbling over, just something real simple like. And we just put like basically my lettering on top of it with As the Cauldron Bubbles. So it's a little bit more of like a signature as opposed to just some random font.
Yeah, and we have unisex as well as women's available. For me personally, I really love the hoodie. Like I definitely could see myself in that hoodie while we are podcasting. Even though the podcast is totally just audio and there's no visual. But yeah, I really like the hoodie option. And I'm excited that we're going to have some new merch also hitting the site later tonight. But yeah, I had to do this shameless plug here and just show you guys this merch for the podcast. I know a lot of you have really been enjoying the As the Cauldron Bubbles podcast, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make some merch. So if you want to, support your local witch, this is a way that you can do that. And while you are doing that, you'll get some cool swag.
Oh,
some cool witchy swag.
Something for the Yuletide. Maybe you need something for any other time of the Sabbats,
So yeah, that's the store. You can access that in the description of all of the videos. And then you can just click on the Teespring link. But I feel like that's enough of the shameless self-promotion, right? And I want to get into some other stuff. Katie said, will you guys ever have the podcast videotaped? So the As the Cauldron Bubbles podcast there is really no video. It's just kind of like a sliding movement of the image.
Yeah, the logo itself.
Yeah, and just audio. However, something that we do on video and something that I actually would like to talk to some of you guys about for some more ideas is in the past, the Solar Court, myself and Sid and one of the other witches from the Coven, we did an episode called Ask a Witch.
Mhm.
And that is on video. You can find that on my channel. You can also find it on Craft and Magic's channel over here. And that's basically where, if there are any questions that you had for a witch, or if there are any questions that you have, especially about covenry, like joining a coven, finding a coven, being in a coven, initiations,
all around covenry,
de-initiations. We just had an episode actually on the podcast, which should be going up on Patreon if it's not already. But it'll be available on YouTube like a month from now. But we actually did a podcast recently with a Coven sister about cord cutting. So the podcast is purely just audio, Katie. But if you're interested in content that has more video to it, I would look into the Ask a Witch episode on the channel, or any of my other content on YouTube. Like most of it's all video.
Yeah.
So
maybe in the light half of the year too, like we'll be able to do more, because when we filmed that was a little bit before Samhain hit, so we had a little bit more time outside.
Yeah, and like I agree, Katie. Like I'm very much a visual person as well. That's one of the reasons why I love YouTube so much and really value YouTube as a learning tool. However, one of the nice things about a podcast is like you could play that in your car while you're driving.
Right.
And you don't really have to watch it. You just listen to it. Or you could have it playing in the background, like when you're cleaning your house or doing some errands. And that's why I like that the podcast is just more audio centered, because it's really just about listening to what is being said. And you don't really have to divert all of your attention to watching the video and what's going on. So today we have something else very cool. Okay. We're going to be doing a live unboxing here, if you will, and reactions. And this is the first time I've seen these cards. Sid has kind of seen these cards a little bit more than I have. This is the first time I've seen them, though. So, Katie says, will the podcast ever go on iTunes or just stay on YouTube? I don't know.
Honestly, we'll have to do a little bit more research with that, just to kind of see. Right now it's primarily on YouTube, so you can at least listen to it that way. But we'll be looking at other ways to have it maybe on Anchor or on iTunes, probably at the beginning of next year.
Yeah, right now, like all of the episodes eventually get put onto YouTube, but as soon as they're filmed, they go on Patreon first. And that's kind of part of the content on my Patreon. And then after they've been on Patreon for a while, there's a delayed release onto YouTube. But I don't know, about putting them on iTunes. I've never thought about that before.
I mean, I think between them or Anchor, it would be really good. So I think we just got to do a little research after the holidays, calm down and everything. And then we can kind of get to work.
Get to the work. Speaking of getting to the work, let's get into the work.
Okay. So
show them the box.
So I'm excited about these. I've been fangirling about these for the last 6 months. And our store actually got a copy of this early, at least from what I've seen. I haven't looked to see if other people have this oracle, but this is the Kali Ma oracle, which is so beautiful. Like, I'm so in love with this deck already. It's by our favorite Alana Fairchild, from when we pulled cards using the Isis Oracle. She created that deck. She's created like the Kuan Yin Oracle. She's just like, she just knows what she's doing when it comes to these goddesses.
And the art is always so breathtaking.
She figures out the right people, and I love the way that she writes her passages when it comes to like invocations or a mantra or a ritual. Like, this is the real tea, in my opinion, when it comes to like, maybe I want to work with this deity but don't know how. And if you're lucky enough to have that love of that deity, then finding it in an oracle is just priceless. You can see a little bit of the back too, see some of the cards, but let's get into it.
I'm excited about this because I have had a love for Kali for a long time. Actually, I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going December 10th to get my Kali Ma thigh tattoo finished up. Okay. Fingers crossed.
So this is the guidebook.
And it is a thick, healthy book.
Okay, thick. Okay, this is the nice. Also, do you see the back of this? Do you just see her? Just ferocious, beautiful, and wild.
Okay, Dark Mother.
Okay. These are also the cards. I've been, pulling or at least trying to do like a daily pull or if not a weekly pull on it. Just trying to get myself more acquainted because per Jazz, I've had an understanding or of an idea of Kali, but I was like, sis, why haven't you bought this deck? It's in the store.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that we had this deck up until Sid was like, it's here, right? And I had just looked right past it. I definitely am going to have to get the Alana Fair because I'm kind of an Alana Fairchild like fangirl.
Period.
Like, there's really nothing I've ever seen by Alana that I haven't absolutely loved, even if it was something that like wasn't particularly my tea. Like the quality of the decks that Alana produces is really there's just no competition, in my opinion, when it comes to working with the divine feminine through an oracle divination. Like there's no competition.
So here are the back of the cards.
I love this like plum purple, and I hate that my webcam on my laptop is kind of lackluster because you guys aren't picking up even half of the radiance here.
I'm telling you.
It's a very rich plum.
Some of the imagery here.
So how many cards are in this deck, Sid?
I believe 44.
44?
Yeah. I think in general, Alana does like all of her oracles, at least the goddess oracles, I'll say. I've noticed a trend of it being always 44. So maybe it's like the 444 sequence.
Okay, the balance.
Hello.
4 corners, 4 seasons, 4 legs of a table.
Hello, the foundation.
And I think that on the cards, the name of the cards, it's written in Hindi.
Yes. So like a lot of it, there's actually like I love that she broke it down, honestly, because I was like, oh, this is new. I'm like, oh, so I get to learn how to pronounce these new words, kind of have more of a feel or the authenticity of this goddess. It doesn't have, I mean, you can read it like essentially in English, but I believe it's like Hindi or Sanskrit.
And the book kind of goes into more detail.
Yeah, it will break down like what the word is, and then it'll tell you like is it of the Mahavita or if it's more attached to more of our mythos. Like it really breaks it down. Which has really kind of helped me kind of understand a little bit of Kali more, knowing that she has all these different aspects to her and that there's like 10 goddesses kind of to be connected to the divine mother. And that Kali is just like one of the aspects. Then you have like Devi Ma Kali. Let's see. Nitya Kali. Like the artwork is just really brilliant. Chamunda.
That one's really pretty.
It's just really engrossed, and it's, I don't know, like when I started looking through the cards, I was just like, I'm here. Like I'm literally in the living, breathing area of the deck at this point. And every time I kind of pull from it, I feel like I'm like I'm ascending more to the vibration of Kali.
And I love the mix of cool and warm colors and like just the overall color palette of some of the cards that we've seen so far. Like there definitely kind of seems to be a little bit of a theme color wise.
Yeah. A lot of it, I just like how they break it down. Like I don't know how to even speak about it because there's a lot I don't know about Kali, or at least like Shakti or different forms of Hinduism. So I'm just literally like enthralled to learn more. And that's kind of I kind of enjoy it more because like Alana Fairchild, that's kind of how I connected with Isis. Like I knew nothing about her other than I was like, she's a part of this pantheon that I've always had a love for. Oh, I see why everybody's so in love with her. I'm falling in love with her now because I have this oracle. So I feel like this is kind of like, this one's kind of cool too because this one actually is a little bit closer to more of a ancient
Traditional,
depiction.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like 2 cards that look like this, and this is Kalika Tantrika. They also have a couple of masculine representations as well.
So why don't you shuffle all of those and let me pull one?
Okay.
And then you can tell me.
Well, I had to look from the book. Okay.
That's okay. This is a brand new deck. It's an unboxing. Let me get the good card pull.
Okay, please. And then when you shuffle and do me.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we can go back and forth.
Please. Okay.
I'm going to just take mine from the middle.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do something a little different.
Fancy.
Okay, I have Kali Yantra.
Okay. Okay, 12. Okay.
Got my hands up in prayer. Okay.
With the prayer, do the work.
This is the card that I pulled.
Okay. So, Kali Yantra, she is your inner power to evoke a positive shift in your circumstances. If anything required for success be lacking, the Divine Mother shall provide it, bridging the divide between you and the manifestation of your intentions. You are crossing a critical spiritual threshold. She is the true guardian and guide. Stay focused on what matters in your heart, and you shall remain faithfully connected to her protective presence within. Allow distractions to fall away and continue to commit to your soul journey. A more beautiful experience of your life path awaits you. And then
that kind of sounds nice.
It does. It kind of sounds like it per the prayer hands too. It's kind of like just stay close to the Divine Mother and kind of focus on what matters for you.
Yeah. And like when I first saw this card on this imagery, it reminds me of like the lotus hands that we do in rituals sometimes. So
if you like, I can read the whole thing. It's a longer passage, but that can kind of show the depth to everyone of how much she puts into these decks. So a yantra is a sacred geometric representation of the particular reality of a specific divine being. Here, it is a symbolic and actual entry point into the sacred realm, the inner world, the universe of Kali. In gazing at a yantra, allowing our minds to settle and focus upon it, the soul can turn the subtle inner key that opens the gateway to merging with the divine. It is a visual trigger that opens the inner doors of higher perception and mystical reconnection to our divine nature. Contemplating a yantra is a method of mystical meditation, the meditation that brings the heart into unity with the higher consciousness of Kali within. As we activate the yantra within our beings and connect with the divine energy it offers, the enlightened body of the deity constellates itself through us. The clearer we are within ourselves and the more connected we become with the deity, the stronger the multi-level, multi-dimensional, multi-directional mandala of grace shines forth through us for the spiritual benefit of all things. In a reading, this signifies that Kali is already working with you, which we already did that.
I've been working with Kali for, I think, at least the past 4 years. Well, let's pull one for Zen.
Okay.
Zen says, tonight was a special initiation night for me. Will you pull a card for me?
Absolutely. Let me give it the good shuffle. Oh, Kundalini Shakti.
Okay, with the Kundalini Shakti. I know those words.
Okay. Show them. Show them the beautifulness. Kundalini Shakti. Okay. Hers is the arising consciousness that evokes instability within, clearing the inner pathways for higher consciousness to manifest. Inner disturbance and instability wrought by Kundalini Shakti is an obscuring grace. Internal disorder is a necessary step towards divine reorganization. Reassure your heart that no matter what you appear to be at a spiritual level, all is well. Outworn energy is being processed and broken apart. From the ashes of our inner fire, you shall emerge anew. Let what needs to happen, happen. So it looks like it's the best. This was the best time for you to do the work.
Yeah. And in terms of like, I would say Zen with the initiation, like, I would take this as a very positive omen in the sense that, like, just really throw yourself into your craft and into this initiation that you've done and allow yourself to really experience it fully without holding anything back. And if you're initiating, I imagine that you're already doing that. So let me pull, get you a card back.
Okay. Get me. Okay. Oh, okay.
Go ahead and pull one.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's hard. Okay, we're gonna go with this one.
Okay, and we'll trade.
Oh, I got the Dharma of Kali.
Okay, the Dharma babe.
And this is number 37.
Okay.
So it's close to the end. It was hard. I was picking between two. You're very welcome, Zen.
You said 37? Oh, there it is. Okay, the Dharma of Kali. Her every action is infused with a loving purpose. Every challenge and every opportunity in your life exists by her divine design. Her spiritual intelligence is within your heart, and when you trust in your integrity and proceed according to your soul's values, you are trusting and empowering her to be at cause in your life. Everything that is happening is a part of how your prayers are being answered. Woo. A new order is to now be established, and you are being led into it. Woo. To honor the Dharma means to live according to genuine spiritual principles. What those principles are depends on your own inner values. To live according to your own values means living with integrity of being, conducting yourself according to an inner spiritual code. If you are not quite ready to take such responsibility, or do not yet have the confidence to trust in your own values, work with an external moral code and attempt to align with that. Morality is like training wheels for the soul, imposing concepts of right and wrong. It is a top-down approach, mind first, then attempting to mold behavior accordingly. Spiritual integrity is a different approach. It does not ask what others think about a matter or how we will be judged for acting in a certain way. Rather, it inquires as to what resonates as the most, spiritually aligned course of action. It considers how we can speak and act in such a way that those inner values are respected. Adherence to external moral codes is useful in the earlier stages of development. Those with the courage to grow into following an inner code take greater responsibility for their lives and actions. Our evolutionary process for strengthening our connection to Dharma, or spiritual law, or the law of the gods, or the will of the gods, transforms our relationship with ourselves, each other, and the world. As we grow spiritually and mature at a psychological level, we naturally begin to cultivate our inner values. The Dharma of Kali brings the message that your most abundant success will manifest when you are at most aligned with your own integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate, resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing and values.
Well, red for filth as usual. Thank you, Kali. Well, damn, that's literally one of my favorite cards, too.
It's a pretty one.
I'm like, well, you gotta have both.
I have to show them. There's a card in here that really spoke to me. And every time I see it, I posted it on Facebook earlier today because it's just so. Here it is. No, it's not. Okay.
Blue Spadas.
What number is that? Do you know?
Ooh, 19. But they're not in order, so.
Oh yeah, because we've shuffled them.
We've shuffled. We've gotten and done the work.
Well, she's probably coming up soon.
Somewhere in there.
Oh, this one's really pretty. This isn't the card I'm talking about, but this one's a really pretty one too. Probably would have been better to do this unboxing and reaction on my phone's camera as opposed to my laptop, but
we had to show the merch though.
Yeah, we did. Here she is. You guys, is this card not absolutely breathtaking? I love, her red page here, her little pashmina, her scarf, and then this crescent lunar crown made out of gold, and her bindi representing this third eye here, and her mouth, the nose ring. I think this is so cute, and it's so funny because I posted a picture of this today on my Facebook, and it was Samuel who was like, "So when are you doing the photo shoot?" I'm like, "Wow." I think this card is so pretty.
It is. She's from that's funny because I pulled that one last night, and it was saying that is closer to the divine mother in the sense of the sun and the moon come together. It's the sovereignty over both.
Almost dare I say, an eclipse? Almost dare I say, a solar core?
Hello.
Or something?
Hello.
So yeah, this is probably, so far, I would say this is my favorite card from the deck, just because I resonate so much with this, the energy of this card. But yeah, we're not going to be on here very long tonight. I just wanted to come on and just kind of have a casual talk tonight. I've done a couple lives recently, so I'm a little lived out, if you will. The interview with Artego for the Witching Hour last night was incredible, absolutely incredible. And I really enjoyed being able to talk to Orly with the demonology and the Gen. So if you guys haven't seen those lives, I recommend going to watch those, especially with Orly if you're interested in Gen or demons. That was a really good conversation that we had. So yeah, I think that we're going to kind of wrap it up here. But thank you guys again so much for all of the support. Your support means the world to me. And I wanted to show you guys this Kali Ma Oracle that Sid got because it is breathtaking, and Alana Fairchild is just amazing. And then I also just wanted to show you what merch stuff that Sid and I have been working on and creating merch for the new podcast. And after this live, we're actually going to be finishing up some more merch. So if you're interested, definitely make sure that you check it out. Thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight. I'm sorry that we're not broadcasting for our normal duration, but we just wanted to come on here quick tonight and say hi to all of you and show you this beautiful deck and show you some merch. Okay, so I hope all of you have a great rest of your evening. We're going to go ahead and sign off here. And I will say too, actually, potentially this Sunday I might be doing a collaboration with Become a Living God. So I'm just going to drop that nugget here.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, until next time. Oh, and I might see some of you at the seance at the store tomorrow. That'll be at 7 p.m. at Spiritual Gardens Eastern Standard Time. That is an event that you have to be at in person. So if you live around the Indy area, come check out the shop and come join our seance if you'd like to. Animus, thank you for joining.
Thank you, Animus.
Have a great rest of your week too. We're going to log off of here because I know that if I stay on here, like I'll just keep rambling, and who knows, maybe I'll be back live later again tonight. Maybe not. I don't know, but we're going to finish up our merch work. And thank you guys again so much for all of your support. It means the world to us. And until next time, blessed be.
Blessed be, guys.